8
It's November 8th, Ukraine Media Center confirmed continues its operation. My name is Svetlana Shaparenko, and now we will be talking about the situation in Zaporizhia region, about the enemy strikes and their aftermath. Joining us online is Yurii Malashko, the military governor of Zaporizhia region. Mr. Yurii, good afternoon. Are you hearing us? Are you seeing us? I would like to ask our technical team to solve this technical problem, and I apologize for this delay.
Пане Юрію,
Mr. Yurii, can you hear us? Yes, I'm hearing you. Good afternoon. So, Mr. Yurii, so what is the aftermath of the enemy strike within the last 24 hours? Well, within the last 24 hours, the enemy inflicted 157 strikes in 25 settlements. Usually, they were the settlements along the front line. The enemy used both cannon artillery and MLRS along with the UAVs. For the time being, we have 2 casualties, 2 people were injured, a father and a son. Mr. Yurii, do you feel any increase in the enemy strikes, and did the specifics of the use of the weapons has changed? Well, obviously, within the last couple of months, the number of strikes intensified significantly. Previously, it was 70, 90, maybe 100 strikes per day. So now the range is 150 plus. Previously, the enemy most used UAVs, and now it's added with X-type and S-300 missiles. Well, the weather is getting cold. What is the situation with the connection of the consumers to the heat supply in the territory under Ukrainian control? What percentage of the consumers got connected? Well, talking about the Zaporizhia region, we are ready to the autumn and winter season. The heating is not yet on. The temperature still allows us to make it without heating, but if we say about the front lines, where people use stoves. Currently, in coordination with the international organizations, we've processed all of the households and we started bringing solid fuel to the people. Well, the enemy reported about the beginning of construction of railway through the occupied part of Zaporizhia region. Do you know anything about those plans, and is the construction already started? Well, the enemy keeps reporting about different routes or reconstruction of that rail. We know that it's on the paper, there are preparation works going on, but not more than that. Well, there's also information that the enemy increased the supply of the material to Zaporizhia area, specifically to Berdansk. Do you observe any of that? Any movements? Well, look, the enemy continues moving this material from Kherson to Zaporizhia region and the other way around in the direction of Kupiansk. The rotation is underway. They replace one units with others, and along with the rotation, they move material. But we do observe increase of personnel in the temporarily occupied area of Zaporizhia region, along with the increase of number of material. What do we know about the life of Ukrainians in temporarily occupied territories and about the crimes committed by the occupiers over there? Well, the crimes are still there and unfortunately happening on a daily basis. First of all, the rights and freedoms of Ukrainians in the occupied territories are completely restricted. Also, they continue the forced passportization. There are clear tasks set. to increase the number of passportized individuals of issue of passports by the end of this year. And the ways they do it is when people have to re-register their households, their houses, and if they don't re-register, they just take their housing away in the style of the 90s. And to re-register it, people are supposed to have passports. Then any medical aid, any emergency medical aid cannot come in case people do not have Russian passports, and it's only the beginning. Then there is demobilization unfolding. And there were even cases when a school director were issuing orders to subordinates to come and sign up with the subscription office. Well, what about the situation in Zaporizhia nuclear power plant? What is the situation with the reactors, and is the pressure on the personnel still exercised? Well, the reactors, 2 of them are in cold idle, 2 of them are in hot idle. Talking about the level of radiation, it's in accord with the standards within the 50-kilometer radius and in the nuclear power plant itself. But if we talk about the use of the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant as a platform for strikes, the enemy does continue to launch strikes from the territory of nuclear power plant, and they also use it as the storage for ammunition and material. Thank you very much. Let's give the floor to the journalists so they ask their questions. Good afternoon, Valentin Rihal informed. We know that in Zaporizhia region currently the school shelters are being outfitted. What is the number of educational institutions working under mixed form of education, and what is the number of school children who will be able to attend schools after the outfitting of shelters is completed? We have to finish such outfitting in 20 of our educational institutions by the end of this year. So currently there are 36 schools that are capable of providing education services in a mixed form. The main requirement to the mixed format of education is the availability of shelters, so we can protect the lives and health of our school children and teachers. Mr. Yurii, thank you very much for your answers. I'm reminding you, joining us was military governor of Zaporizhia region, Mr. Yurii Malashko. And in just 20 minutes, we will be talking to Andriy Demchenko, the spokesperson of the State Bodyguard Service of Ukraine, and we will be talking about blocking of the checkpoints in the border with Poland. Stay tuned.